You guys, there are moments in a concert that feel planned, rehearsed, perfectly timed, and then there are moments that just happen, moments that no script could ever capture. And what happened that night in El Paso, it wasn't just something you watched, it was something you felt. Because somewhere in the middle of all that noise, all that light, all that overwhelming energy, a videographer, someone whose entire job is to capture everything, just stopped. And the reason? Park Jimin. Now hold on, because to understand why that moment hit so hard, you have to picture where we are. This is El Paso. Night 2. The air's still buzzing from everything that happened in Tampa just days before. The energy hasn't reset, it's carried over. You can feel it in the crowd before the show even begins. People aren't just excited, they're hungry. Hungry for something bigger, something deeper, something unforgettable. And then the lights go down. Not slowly. Not gently. Just dark. That kind of silence that isn't really silence at all, it's filled with anticipation. Thousands of people holding their breath at the same time. You feel it in your chest. You feel it in your hands. And then, sound. A low vibration first. Almost like a heartbeat. Boom. 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 The stage lights flicker, barely revealing silhouettes. And you already know who's about to step into that light, but somehow, it still doesn't prepare you. Because when Park Jimin finally appears, it's not loud. It's not explosive. It's quiet. And that's what makes it dangerous. He doesn't rush. He doesn't need to. Every step he takes feels intentional, controlled, like he knows exactly what he's doing to the energy in that stadium. And honestly, can we talk about that for a second? How does he do that? How does someone walk onto a stage in front of thousands, and instead of overwhelming the moment, he slows it down? You can see it, the way the lights catch his expression. Not a full smile. Not even close. Just the faintest curve, like he's holding something back. Like he's letting the moment breathe before he gives you more. And the crowd. They're not screaming yet. Not fully. It's like they're waiting. Waiting for something. And then, it happens. Just a glance. That's it. A single look, sharp, focused, almost impossibly precise, and it hits the front rows first. You can see people physically react. Hands flying to their mouths. Bodies leaning forward like they've been pulled by something invisible. And that's when the noise explodes. But here's the thing. That wasn't even the moment. No, seriously, what happened next? That's what no one was ready for. Because while all of this is happening, the lights, the crowd, the rising energy, there's a videographer stationed just off stage. Professional. Focused. This is routine for them. They've filmed countless performances, countless artists, countless crowds. Their job is simple, keep the camera steady. Capture the moment. Don't miss anything. And at first, they're doing exactly that. You can actually see it in the footage later, the smooth movement, the controlled framing, tracking Park Jimin as he moves across the stage. Everything is perfect. Until it isn't. Because Jimin turns. Not dramatically. Not fast. Just turns. And suddenly, he's facing the camera. Not the crowd. The camera. And you guys. I need you to really imagine this. Because this isn't just eye contact. This is intentional. He sees the lens. He knows someone is behind it. And for a split second, just one, he locks into that space like it's the only thing in the world. No distraction. No hesitation. Just presence. And something shifts. The videographer pauses. It's subtle at first. Almost unnoticeable. The camera dips, just slightly. Like their grip loosened for half a second. And then... stillness. No panning. No adjusting. Nothing. The frame just holds. And it holds longer than it should. Because in that moment, they're not filming anymore. They're watching. Do you understand how insane that is? Someone whose entire purpose is to never miss the moment, just became part of it. And Jimin? He knows. You can see it in the way his expression changes, not big, not exaggerated, but there's this flicker, this awareness. Like he felt it. Like he felt the silence on the other side of that camera. And instead of breaking it, he leans into it. He steps closer. Slow. Controlled. Almost too slow. The kind of movement that stretches time. That makes everything feel like it's happening in slow motion even though it isn't. The crowd is screaming now, louder than ever, but somehow, it feels distant. Because right there, between him and that camera, there's this quiet. And then, a breath. You can actually see it. His chest rising, just slightly. His lips parting like he's about to say something, but he doesn't. He just looks. And I swear, it feels like he's looking through the lens. Through the screen. Straight at whoever's on the other side. Maybe that videographer. Maybe you. And that's when it hits. That's when the entire stadium seems to realize, at the exact same time, that this isn't just a performance anymore. This is something else. Something raw. Something almost too real. But wait, because just when you think that's the peak, just when you think that's the moment everyone will talk about, he breaks it. Not with a big move. Not with a dramatic gesture. But with the smallest, softest smile. And it changes everything. The tension snaps. The energy explodes. The crowd loses it in a way that feels almost uncontrollable. And the videographer? The camera jerks, just a little. Like they suddenly remembered where they are. What they're supposed to be doing. They adjust. Refocus. Start moving again. But it's different now. You can feel it. There's a slight shake that wasn't there before. A kind of urgency. Like they're trying to catch up to something they almost lost. And honestly, can you blame them? Because how do you stay professional in a moment like that? How do you not get pulled in? And Jimin, he's already moved on. Or at least, it looks like he has. He transitions into the choreography seamlessly. Every movement sharp, fluid, precise, but there's something underneath it now. Something that wasn't there before that moment. Or maybe it was always there, and we just saw it more clearly. The way he moves, there's contrast in everything. 1 second, he's soft, almost delicate, the next, he's powerful, commanding, impossible to ignore. It's like he's playing with the energy of the entire stadium. Building it. Breaking it. Rebuilding it again. And every time you think you've adjusted to it, he changes. Again. And again. And again. How does he do that? How does one person hold that much control, not just over himself, but over thousands of people at once? And you guys, there's one more moment. One that people didn't even realize at first. Because later, when the clips started spreading, when fans started analyzing every second, that's when it became clear. Right before that eye contact. Right before the videographer went still. Jimin hesitated. Just a fraction of a second. So small you could miss it if you blinked. But it's there. Like he was choosing that moment. Like he decided to create something unforgettable, right then and there. And if that's true, if even a part of that is intentional, then what we witnessed wasn't just charisma. It was artistry. Real, instinctive, almost unreal artistry. And suddenly, everything makes sense. Why the crowd reacted the way they did. Why the energy felt so different that night. Why someone behind a camera, someone trained to stay invisible, became part of the story. Because moments like that, they don't happen by accident. They're felt. They're created. They're lived. And somewhere in the middle of all that chaos, all that sound, all that overwhelming emotion, there was a second of silence. Not because nothing was happening, but because everything was.